Hi, I'm Deb Crawford and I'm the president of Get Technical Inc. And today I want to talk a little bit about the serious crimes of human trafficking and smuggling. And you might think, what does human trafficking and smuggling have to do with your financial institution? Well, it's always about the money, right? The money is being run through your financial institution. The smugglers and the traffickers have to get paid. And again, that means financial crime money is going through your institution. So you might not know how big this industry is, but it's a $9 billion industry in the United States. And it has horrific results for the humans that are being trafficked and smuggled. As many of you see on TV, we see the smuggling component, particularly where they're bringing humans into the United States, oftentimes at outrageous amounts of money. And how does that smuggler get paid? Where do they store the money? How do they get it into the financial institution? And again, what happens to these folks once they get in the United States? The other component of it might involve smuggling, meaning young people particularly are being forced into human slavery. Their families are often threatened and they come into the United States. Potentially, maybe they've been lied to and told they're going to be in the movies or they're going to have these good jobs. And when they get into the United States, their families are threatened if they don't comply, and they begin engaging in human sex exploitation. So this is just so heartbreaking on so many levels. And you as a financial institution, you're really starting to think, what would I look for? What would I look for? And what would I do? And how do I respond to these kind of crimes if I see them? Well, let's just say you have a young girl coming into your institution every Friday and she deposits X amount of money in cash, and then that money is sent home, perhaps to a foreign country. First of all, if you're a 20-year-old or an 18-year-old, usually you don't have $400 in cash. And if it's being deposited and it's being sent home, that may be the only money that she actually gets for the work that she's doing. So if you're a branch manager, why wouldn't you just ask her, oh, it's interesting, you're wiring money home, where are you getting the $400 from? And again, it's not necessarily to get to her, but to get to the underlying source of the money. And maybe you'll find out she's a pet walker, maybe you'll find out she teaches exercise classes and gets paid cash, maybe you'll find out this young person is a referee and gets paid cash. And then you can kind of eliminate it off your mind, and they're wiring money to a foreign country. But otherwise, these cash monies, where are they going to go? Your smuggler could be using things like prepaid cards. They could be using wire transfers. They could have cash that doesn't make sense. The same thing, you could have payroll going out, but everything being withheld, kind of a fake business for the trafficking side. And so what you see there is, again, this kind of fake shell company where they're paying a lot of young people, but almost all the money is withheld and the young person is actually getting a little teeny tiny paycheck. So it's so rampant out there today, and it's so heartbreaking as an industry. But follow the money. If the money doesn't make sense in the accounts, follow the money. If the money doesn't make sense in the cash and the wires and the ACHs, then report that to your BSA officer and we will file it. Money laundering is hiding the source of the money. Criminal money comes into your financial institution and we're trying to hide that source of that money. Then that's something that we tell BSA, and often these rings are detected. Sometimes people will say that they have like their hairstylist or they mow lawns, and then we see square transactions being run in the middle of the night. You don't get your hair done at 3 a.m. Sometimes it's the low no-tell motels being used, transactions in the middle of the night. That helps surfaces sometimes the human trafficking piece of this. And I know it's a big thing, and I know it feels like you're getting into other people's businesses, but as a frontline staff person in a financial institution, you are a witness to a lot of things that happen with money. And if it doesn't seem right to you, just let BSA know, and then you can sleep well at night that you've done your part to prevent financial crimes. Well, thank you so much for giving me a little bit of time about human trafficking and smuggling. It's a big issue for our country, and it's a big issue for our financial institutions. Thank you very much.